Yo folks, and welcome to the channel. My name is Bork. In today's video we'll be talking about clan battle, all the different teams that we're going to be using against the Torpedon and all the different bosses. We're actually going to be running all of my clashes for this video in particular. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into this. This is going to be the first team that I'm going to be using. Now, when it comes to this, I know it's not going to be the best on this first round, but I just want to showcase what my thought process is. So instead of borrowing Kaori, I always borrow Christina nowadays because she's so powerful. And not to mention the June Saren team, it's a little bit outdated and it doesn't really make sense to run it on the first lap. So usually I don't use the June Saren teams anymore, first like 5 I think, because those are the ones where the bosses are much weaker. Now, the reason why I use Christina over someone like Kaori is because she has the defense break, and the defense breaks stack a lot better. And just know I am using a 9-6 Mikoto for this run because she is going to be very useful in the sense she will trigger her Yubis quite often. As you can see, she's triggered her Yubi I think like at least once or twice by now. She's sitting in the front and she can tank all the damage. Just note, these teams will not work when you're doing the harder difficulty bosses. Round 2, all their HP and stuff is scaled up. Round 3, this, that, and the third. But we'll showcase all those different teams because there were some people who posted some teams that we could utilize in the future. But I just want to showcase this team in particular. It hits hard enough. It usually deals like around 1.9 million. So that's usually like the lofty goal. We're going to get 1.86, I think. That was like the target we hit. 1.87, not bad, 4K off of like what I would usually hit. But let's go ahead and run the team that I would normally use in order to run the clash for... Oh wait, no, did I just mess up? Oh my gosh, guys, I didn't bring a support. It's so painful. Oh my gosh, so I'm gonna have to borrow my Mikoto. Dang it. All right, you will see what I was supposed to hit. This is such a... You see it on the camera. I cannot take it away. Oh, this is such a huge mess up on my part. I just lost so much damage. It's not even funny because I cannot run Christina and this is painful. So this is not the team that I wanted to showcase nor run. This was supposed to be with Christina, but since I forgot to borrow characters, don't make the mistake that I just made. But I'll showcase how much damage potential I could have hit if I had Christina. It's the most juiciest damage that I was so happy to pretty much hit. And it's one of the teams that was showcased in like the clan battle timelines that was provided earlier. I'll be happy if I hit 1.9 million. But honestly, with Rei, she is so essential for clan battle now. And not to mention, Holiday Ayane is crazy good for this clan battle. I was talking about her in my previous videos where Holiday Ayane, she's probably one of the hardest hitting units second to Eriko and Kaori. Like, you know, once Eriko gets her unique equipment next clan battle. Unfortunately, Eriko hasn't gotten her unique equipment this round. So Eriko is still good, but she doesn't hit nearly as hard. So we're right around here at the 1.2 million at 20 seconds. Yeah, I am so upset at myself. I could have dealt so much more damage, but I rushed into the video and I didn't do like the actual support team. I am so sad. This is terrible damage. Absolutely abysmal. And this is what happens when you don't run Christina and you choose to run someone like Kaori. Oh my goodness. I am so disappointed in myself. So the last one is going to be a magic team. No, not this one. This one's actually does not work whatsoever. Dang, I messed it up. All right, so this is actually going to be with Yukari right here. And then I'm going to take this one out and put in Nanika. And very interesting like set of characters I know for this one. Let me make sure really quick because now that I've messed up once, I want Yukari because my Ilya, she's not strong enough in order to actually tackle the boss. And as you guys saw earlier, my Tomo was yellow. She's at like 10-6. I'm pretty sure tomorrow I'll be able to run the appropriate teams and stuff. Oh man, I'll run like the personal actual team with like the Christina damage. This is a clash, so yeah, just so you guys can see what the damage is supposed to look with the Christina team with Tomo and stuff, because it was orgasmic how much damage I'm supposed to deal. But this is the last team that I'm personally using. I tried to run this with Ilya and she's at 12-4 max, like optimizing everything, and this is, you know, the first round of like bosses. She dies almost instantaneously when she's sitting up front and I don't have Halloween Misaki. Han Misaki is supposed to be used over Yukari on this team, but I don't have her. And not to mention, I know like Holly Misaki is really good, just don't have the teams in order to make it. So I pretty much ran this one. This one deals are like right around 1.8 to 1.9. So it's obviously leagues ahead of like one of the teams that I use with, you know, without Christina, which is really sad. I'm so disappointed in myself, but this team wasn't too terrible. Am I going to be hitting less damage because we're on camera? We'll definitely see. Maybe we'll do 1.7 million. That's gonna be the hope. Oh my gosh, please let me get it in there. All right, no, 1.8, 1.86. Yeah, this is the damage that I essentially wanted. Of course, you get higher damage when you're doing your trials and stuff. So I thought this team was pretty decent for an auto team, right? For if you're going to do manual, obviously your damage will be sky high. So I did all of my clashes for the day against this boss, which I think is pretty worth it. But let's go ahead and showcase the team that I was supposed to use for this boss in particular. This one, it's probably like the ironclad best team for lap 1, and I'll try to pull it off in lap 2, but I doubt it'll work just because, you know, my Makoto's a little bit too weak. I might have to replace her or whatnot. This by far has to be my favorite team for this specific clan battle because it hits so hard. It has all the pieces. Technically, you have 3 defense breakers with Ray, Makoto, and Christina, and there's always going to be a defense break up. The reason why I also like this team is, of course, you have Kaori, who's probably the hardest hitting like damage character within the game currently, at least until Eriko comes in, and then Kaori gets her unique equipment, and then Kaori comes back at number 1. This, and I think Eriko will probably replace Tomo in my team. Tomo, you know, she has high damage with her UB, so let's see how this goes. My goal usually is to hit around like the 2.2, 2.3. But if you're to timeline this, you can actually get like 2.6 million, but I'm not worried with timelines and stuff. You can obviously see we're like 20 seconds ahead and we're doing phenomenal damage compared to all the other teams. This is the team that you are supposed to run. If I did run the supports, I mean, insane damage. Look at this. I could have hit like 2.4 million. There you go. You can see it. That's going to be the best teams that I can provide. If you go into my personal logs and you guys want to see, you know, here are all the runs that are absolute garbo, this one in particular. These are all the teams that I was running in case you guys were like, hey, Bork, what did you run in the background? I was really experimenting, trying to get the damage right. So obviously you can tell like the one with Tomo right here, definitely the best. I tried the one with Arisa, that one was pretty good. And then let's go ahead and look at the teams that were provided, you know, by the people on the subreddit. So here's going to be the different boss infos. Just note the biggest thing, everyone's going to have lower magical defense, which I think is pretty nice, all things considered. And you can run magic teams against the last boss. And as you can see here, there's going to be, you know, the New Year's Hyori is actually going to be pretty good for lap 1. She's going to be a little bit prevalent as things are going on, you know, with the first 2 bosses and even with the 3rd boss. Holiday Ayane really shines in this one. You can see like she's here again. And just note, Holiday Ayane functions nothing like normal Ayane. Holiday Ayane does more damage, probably Eriko 2.0 until Eriko gets her unique equipment. The less HP the more damage she will deal. Not like Ilya, but as you can see here, all the different timelines, all the different bosses. I just want to showcase like these teams, the Lab, Viridian, Vanilla, Vermilion, Nyaru Cult, Kana Cult, Saren Cult, Pekka Cult, Crimson. These are essentially like the strongest clans in the entire game. So for them to put this together and give this to everyone, it's really cool. These are going to be some of like the best teams that you can run. B2 is going to be lap 2 in case you guys are running. Here's going to be like the Peacock. I like how it's a shiny Honchkrow. That's pretty creative. And Mike Wazowski for the Cyclops. But you can see all the different teams and they didn't put out like the timelines for essentially lap 3, but I'm pretty sure you could modify a couple of things. For lap 3, I'm pretty sure you could use like someone like Shizuru in order to tank more damage, or you can use someone Kyukri like I showcased earlier, or you could use someone like June in order to handle the boss in case you were to run a physical team for laps. And I want to showcase one thing, a timeline for B5 here. I was looking at this one. This is like 45 seconds or 48 seconds. I can't really look at it all within quick succession. That's really crazy, monumentally insane. And I'll post all the different teams over here on like the CB12 like area after I post this video. I just wanted to like release this and stuff. But yeah, those are going to be like the different teams that you can run. Go ahead and look at the bosses really quick. In case you guys are wondering, I just want to showcase like the teams and stuff because I know some people are wondering like, hey Bork, what are you using? This, that, and the third. This is what all I was using. All right, so these are my trial runs. Don't do that. Use this team in particular, this one, in order to get like the best damage on the Torpedon boss and the best damage for all the different bosses, in my opinion. I think it's going to be like the hardest hitting team for a little bit. So let's go ahead and go into details right here. So the Star Beast Pisces, he is going going to be dealing UB, large physical, boosts his own action and physical attack. He's gonna have small physical damage to all enemies, and then he also lowers physical defense for the 2 enemies in the front. So probably in like lap 3, you're probably gonna want to run Ruka and Jun, or one of the two, in order to prevent your Makotos and stuff getting instantaneously killed. And then we have the Cyclops right here. Just note he reduces the TP of like the highest physical damage like character or the highest physical attack character. So usually you like to use Eriko or some sort of bait, or you can use someone like Ayane to stun him so he doesn't, you know, do his stun or whatever. And then for this boss, I haven't looked at him too much to Peacock. I'm not really too worried about him. Physical damage to all, non-charged enemies, and then he can inflict a charm, which is actually really powerful, and he can do some physical and magical attacks. Maybe he can run like a Yukari on one of the teams, but honestly, pretty dangerous guy right here since he can actually run a charm. And then, you know, you have your standard bosses. These two are wannabe New Griffin, Rai. You can hit him hard as hell with like a magic team, and then you can also run a magic team against the Goblin Brave. But yeah, that's gonna be all of the infos regarding this specific clan battle. Make sure to run the correct teams. Unlike me, I didn't run the correct teams, and now I am essentially suffering because I could have gotten some sweet juicy damage if I ran the 2.3 million. But anyways, if you made it this far in today's video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we hit 30,000 subs, we're doing a giveaway. Thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic day, and see you guys in the next one.